So I just wanted to do a little update video. We did hatch some chicks this weekend. We had 36 eggs in the incubator. Unfortunately, we only had 11 of them hatch. So not really a very good success rate, and it may have been my fault. Probably should have turned them a little more. Of course, when things don't go right, you always look for a reason why. Incubator is not the best incubator. It's just a cheap little giant styrofoam incubator. Requires a lot of hands-on, and to be honest, wasn't always able to get there when things needed to be rolled over. The eggs ultimately 2-3 times a day they need to get rolled. Sometimes they only got it once a day. We did have a temperature spike there at the end too, where it jumped up to 105, and I'm not quite sure why. That may have had something to do with it, but we're thankful that we got 11. We have, out of the 86 that came from the hatchery, we have 73 of them now. We did lose quite a few in the first 48 hours, and then a couple more after that. But let's walk out there and take a look and just check so I can show you. They're getting their feathers, and I think we're past the worst of it. A little windy out here today. Everything is really starting to melt. We woke up this morning and it was sunny and it's warm. Everything's melting. The river's really coming up high. Hopefully things don't melt too quickly, but we do have some warm weather kind of in the forecast for the next week or so. My bees, I'm gonna go check on those in a minute too and see how they're doing. As you can see, everything is still pretty locked in snow, but we have lost quite a bit of it in the last couple days. Let's go up in the brooder and take a peek at those guys. They're getting big enough now where I can probably do away with the extra heat lamp that I've had in there. I monitor the temperature. I've got a thermometer that records low temp, and we had some below zero here right after we got these guys. So right now, low temp on this. High temp was 124 degrees. Low temp was 79 degrees. So this insulated box really does a phenomenal job, even in cold weather, getting these guys situated. And they're all feathering up really nicely now. We did have a major case of pasty butt, which is their poop kind of gets stuck to their vent, and we had to get a bucket of hot water in here yesterday and go through them one at a time and just clean them up. I think they're past that now though, so hopefully everything is good here with these guys, and they'll just grow and we'll get them out on pasture as soon as they're old enough. And now also we've got chicks coming, I think the 23rd of this month, meat birds, so I'll get this other brooder cleaned out here soon and get that all set up. And we're really, both these brooders in here, we're going to be running full time from now right on through the fall. Got feed deliveries that we've got to get. Got to get broiler food and get that all stored in here. We kind of store some on each side of our door. This is kind of a ramshackle brooder. We use it for storage, and primarily it's a brooder, but we also use it for storing grain. So we'll have 1,000 pounds in bags on this side and another 1,000 pounds over here on this side once I get this chicken processing equipment out of here. I apologize if the wind is making a lot of static because it is pretty breezy here today. I'm actually having a hard time walking through the snow now that it's softened up. Still got at least 2 feet of snow out here on the ground. When it's frozen, you can walk on it. Gotta try to get over to my beehives. I can almost get to the compost pile again. Can't wait for all this snow to melt just so we can start getting things ready for the year. I can already see bees flying, so that's pretty exciting. Yeah, they are flying. I don't know how many I got left, but I can see at least one of the colonies. It still looks like they're doing pretty good. Falling in the snow. Yeah, I've got, let's see, the one in the middle is definitely alive. The one to the left, which was a swarm last year, is definitely alive. The big one over there, I've got to go grab my veil and take a look. I was fairly certain it was dead, but I do see a lot of bees flying around that, which it blew my mind that that one died because it was doing so well. That's the one I got all the honey off of in the fall. There's a full honey super on top. They've got plenty of food, but there are bees flying around it, so I'm gonna go grab my hat and veil and take a peek inside and just see what's going on. Take a minute and clear some of the snow off of the entrances too. These actually look pretty clear, except for this one. But there are a lot of bees hanging around this, so maybe they're not gone. Well, this entrance, well, maybe they're still alive. I'd be surprised though, because I really didn't see any activity around this on any of the warm days. So I'd pretty much given up hope on this one. I knew these 3 were still alive. Just take a peek in there and see. These do have feeder boards on top with insulation that I added in December. There's a candy board under this, a 1-inch foam, and some roll insulation under that. But I really, even now, these bees may have just been hanging around here because I don't see any bees. I'm pretty sure they would be up here in the top. There's a bunch of dead ones up here. So I'm afraid this one, it doesn't look like it made it, which is unfortunate. Thought I had done everything. This was like my prize colony. Just did outstanding last summer. And they built up so fast. It's hard to believe that they crashed that fast. There's something going on with honeybees this year. There's been a lot of talk about it on the internet. A lot of people have experienced huge losses this winter. And we're still not out of the woods yet either. These guys, they're all small and they're very weak. There's feeder boards on there. I've done everything that I can to make sure they get through. I'm really hoping that they do. Because for one, they're expensive to replace, and I would just really love to get some through the winter. Haven't been able to get any through the winter so far here. This has been more of a classic winter. A lot of snow, cold, long periods of time, which actually can be good for the bees because they'll hold in a cluster and they won't get broken up. But they also consume a lot of food in that case. These guys, I've been keeping this entrance clear on this one just in case maybe they were low down in there, because there are 3 boxes on this colony. the honey super on top, and then 2 deep bodies, which deep bodies are where the brood nest usually is, and the honey super would be where their food would be, which was completely full. I haven't gone into it and pulled any frames out. I don't really want to disturb any of that yet, just in case they are still down low. There was a lot of honey in this colony though in the fall. This one was doing the best out of any of them. I had 2 honey supers on this. I harvested one and I left one on. All these guys, I didn't take any honey from them, so they were loaded up with honey too. And then I also put the hard candy board on, which absorbs moisture, and then the bees eat that when they get up to it, because bees will eat their way through the honey to the top, and then if it's cold, they can't go to the sides and get the honey that's on the sides, and they would literally starve to death if they had nothing above them to eat. So that's my reasoning with putting these hard candy boards on top. They're fairly easy to make. Each one of them takes a 4-pound bag of sugar. I'll probably do a video on that at some point. You just heat it up with a certain amount of water. I add a few additives to it, some pollen powder. Heat it up to a certain temperature. I think it's 250. And then you pour it into the board, and you let it cool, and then you put it on top. So I'm excited to see some bees flying, at least. A lot of bee poop on the snow and a lot of dead bees around here. So that's the update for now. It's not a long video, but I just wanted to do an update on how all of our chicks are doing. And now that it's warm and feeling like spring, nice to see some natural activity from the beehives, and thought you guys might like to see it. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.